are going to be going over positive and negative integers. Before we start, I want everybody to take out a sheet of paper and pencil. You can use a pen as well, because we are going to be taking notes as well as doing some examples. Negative numbers. Where have you seen negative numbers? So go ahead and write down your responses. Where have you seen negative numbers? I'll give you a minute or two to write down your thoughts as well as some examples of where have we seen negative numbers. All right, once you're done, I want you to go ahead and share with your partner so you guys can compare to see if you got the same thing or if your partner had a different response. So where have we seen negative numbers? A few examples. We have temperature, just as that visual is provided on the very bottom of degrees Celsius and degrees Fahrenheit. There are negative numbers. Sea level. Golf scores. If you've ever been mini golfing, you get scores and you add them up. And bank accounts. When you pull out money, it will be negative in your account. It will take it out. All right. I want you to go ahead and identify which number is greater, -2 or -5. Which number is greater, -2 or -5? So -2 is greater than -5 because it is found to the right of -5 on the number line. So the correct answer is -2. So the number line addition mode, I want you to go ahead and look at these as well as solve them and identify if you see a pattern. So these are pretty simple. So go ahead and solve them. Do you see a pattern? All right, is this what you got? So 3 plus 3 equals 6, 3 plus 2, 5, 3 plus 1 equals 4, 3 plus 0 equals 3, 3 plus -1 equals 2, 3 plus -2 equals 1, 3 plus -3 equals 0, 3 plus -4 equals -1. So we do see a pattern as it goes down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1. What do we think that next one is going to be after -1? -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. All right, our chip addition model. So this is just going to provide a visual for you when we are adding or subtracting negative numbers. So think of positive numbers as white chips and negative numbers as red chips. If you add a white chip and a red chip, you get 0, just as -1 plus 1 equals 0. So let's go ahead and look at the last bullet point, i.e. -3 plus 2 would look like we have -3, our red chips on top equaling negative numbers, and our 2 white chips to identify positive numbers. Adding 2 negative numbers would look like -3 plus -1. So both are negative numbers, so both are red chips. So -3 plus -1 equals -4. So we're adding those together and then keeping the same sign. So we are keeping that negative sign. The winning team addition model. I want you to go ahead and take a moment or two to solve these. So we have -5 plus 9, -3 plus -6. Remember, we are keeping the sign. -2 plus -4 plus 7 plus 8. We have a decimal, 0.5 plus -0.25. And then fractions, half plus -1/3. So take a few moments to solve those. And I want you to go ahead and put them in their corresponding side. So our positives and our negatives. I'm going to give you a minute or two to solve those. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on for a moment. Okay, how about this one? We have -2 plus 2. -2 plus 2. Are we adding that? Subtracting that? -2 plus 2. So -2 plus 2 equals 0. This is universally true. A plus -a equals 0. We read this as A plus the opposite of A is equal to 0. So when you add a number to its opposite, it always equals 0, no matter what. Next, we're going to be adding with integers. So we're going to be doing it just like we've been doing, but we are also adding an integer, which is this x's. So 5x plus -3x equals, go ahead and solve that one. 2x plus -x equals, go ahead and solve that one. And -10x plus -12x equals. So on that first one, you should have 2x. On that second one, if you haven't solved it, go ahead and solve it, please. Give you a minute or two to solve those. On that second one, we should have gotten -5. So we're subtracting, and then we are keeping the sign of that larger number, so the -7. So we should be getting -5x. That last one, we are going to be adding. They're the same sign, so we're adding it, and we're keeping that sign, so -22x. Subtraction is the same as adding the opposites. Just as we mentioned that -2 plus 2 equals 0. So subtraction is the same as adding the opposite. Some examples, we have 4 minus 7 equals, so 4 plus -7. We're changing the negative to a positive, so 7 to -7. And we have 3 minus 5 equals 3 plus -5. We're changing the negative to a positive, making 5 to a -5. So go ahead and solve that last one, 12 minus 6. So we're changing the positive to a negative. So that 6 is going to be a -6. Going the other way, we have the 9 plus the -2 is going to equal 9 minus 2. So we're changing that sign. So 4 minus 37, or excuse me, 14 minus 37. let's go ahead and look at that. Last one, 50, it would be minus 40. So we're going the other way. Now I want you to go ahead and try with these variables. Take a few moments with these variables. Go ahead and jot these down and we're going to go ahead and move forward. So subtracting a negative number is just as like adding its opposite. So we have 5 minus negative 7 equals 5 plus 7. We're changing our negative to a positive, which is the negative 7 equals the 7 now. Another example, the negative 2 minus negative 4, we're doing the negative 2 plus 4, which is the opposite of that negative 4, and so on. All right, I want to go ahead and show you this YouTube video. Go ahead, it's kind of a rap lyric. I definitely think it's kind of fun. So let me go ahead and do it for you real quick. All right, I have it saved. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's go ahead and start this up. Here we go.
Same signs there, different signs of track. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Same signs there, different signs of track. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Check it. I got a problem, I gotta solve it. Adding integers with negatives. Take the absolutes, take the absolutes. Same sign and different subtract. Well, is that all? No, the sign. If they were the same, keep it the same. But if they were different sign of the lawyer, y'all. If you got to sing the chorus, y'all. Same signs and different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Same signs there, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Now there's a change, subtraction. You tried to trick me, but this is easy. Keep the first number, then change that minus sign to a plus, it's a game. Second number, change it to its opposite. That's what we do. What do you know? We're back to the start. It's now addition, and you know this part. Same signs there, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger. Same signs there, different signs subtract. Same sign, keep the sign, different, keep the larger.
All right. So I will go ahead and provide you a link to that as well. I think it's fun, but he definitely is very clear with same side, different side. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. So I want you to go ahead and work on page 100, okay? I want you to go through 1 through 25. Try your best, and I will be here if you need me. Thank you.